Hey guys, it's Viejo here, and we are into the third week of July in 2024. We still got the big fire burning here not too far from me, but fortunately the wind has been keeping most of the smoke away from my little community right here, so it hasn't been too bad. We do have some. A little cloudy out there today and cooler. I've got 68 here in the garage at 60% humidity, and it's a little cooler than that outside. It's still mid-morning here. Hey, under the cover here is a new to me Dillon press. The backstory is that I'm at the range one day, and one of the former range safety officers, that's Tom, he had recently retired from that position. Anyway, he shows up and he's tacking some photographs of some stuff he's got for sale up on the bulletin board, and I looked at it and it's a whole bunch of Dillon gear. And I asked him what he wanted for it, and he quoted a price, and it wasn't dog cheap, but it was probably worth what he was asking for it. So I said, yeah, I'll take it. I was kind of looking for a project anyway. So there was a couple of presses and a bunch of other stuff in this box that he had, and he had it right there with him that day. So let me show you what was in that box of stuff. All right, so let's take a look at this haul. First of all, let's look at the presses. So there's two. There's an RL550. Okay. It's got a number 5 shell plate on there now. The locator pins are there. It had no primer delivery system. The guy who owned it told me, said he just used pre-primed brass, so he never put the primer system on there. No pins though. Roller handle. Okay, then there's the square deal B. You can see there's some rust involved there, and a little bit of corrosion here and there. Okay, that will need some parts and pieces, I'm sure. There were 2 full Dillon die sets. This one's 9mm, and they're not in perfect shape. They need to be cleaned up. Then there's a 357/38 set, and that appears to be complete. Again, not really clean. I won't open this up. There's just some extra locator pins in there. 3 550 tool heads. There are 3 kind of powder measures here. This one's the most complete on another tool head. These are in need of parts. Maybe those are for the square deal. And a strong mount. This is going to come off though, and I'm going to be using inline fabrication stuff as always. Lids for powder measures. There's an extra number 2 shell plate. These dies were kind of stuck here and there in those tool heads, and this one, 38 Super. This one is a sizing die, but it doesn't say what it was. I'm kind of guessing that might be not a sizing die, excuse me, a cedar die. And then he had a Lee 38 auto crimp die that doesn't have the sleeve in it. So a number of those dies, and again, the Dillon dies, those are expensive sets, and they'll clean up nicely. They're all in pretty good condition. Other die sets here, these are for 30/30. It's a 2 die set there, and then there's another die set there. Okay, for 30/30. Let's see what else was over here. Oh, there was also this tin full of an RCBS hand primer. It's the old type where you put the shell holders in. There's even a couple primers in there. I don't know if I'll use those. Little powder funnel. What appears to be a brand new RCBS powder trickler. Doesn't look like that was ever used. So there's quite a bit of stuff there. There was a Lyman pocket uniformer. A small pocket uniformer tool. Appears to be brand new, never used. Dillon bin, little catch cup. All right, so there's what was in there, and as you can see, this press, it's an RL550B. It needed some TLC for sure. There were some rusty parts, some corroded parts, and stuff that just kind of needed general cleanup. Plus, it was missing the fire bomber. It was missing the entire priming system. Didn't have any of that on there. Tom told me, he said, hey, I never primed on press, and I took that stuff off a long time ago, and I don't know where it is. So, okay, so I'll have to put that back on. I mean, I didn't have to, but I kind of wanted to. And I wanted to get it mounted with inline fab stuff. He had it on a Dillon Strong mount, which I have no use for. I'll eBay that off probably. But for the most part, it seemed to be in pretty good condition. There are a couple of significant, well, there's one significant difference between the 550B and the 550C, and that has to do with the pins that hold the linkage in place. And we'll get into that in another video. But today I just kind of wanted to start this off, and I'll let you know in advance that it came out really good. I was really happy with the outcome on this, but we're going to break this down into several parts. There's no way I could show you everything that went on with this guy in one video. So we'll just kind of do this introduction part today, and then in the next segment, we'll get it all torn down, then we'll get it cleaned up, and then we'll get it put back together, and then add all the stuff on it that I picked up along the way, new parts and such, to get it up to snuff. But it's basically a brand new press now. It's in really good shape. It was a good deal for me. Anyway, this is going to be a fun project. There's going to be quite a bit involved in it, you know, the accumulation of the new parts and all that kind of stuff. But I think it'll be interesting, and some of you who own these presses, never torn them down before, might get some insight there as well. So I look forward to the next several videos. I hope you do as well. But from the Viejo bench, for now, that's all she wrote.